morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. And um, it appears that cards and everything are still going to show backwards. I have looked everywhere online, on my computer here to reverse the screen, mirror the screen, and it does not seem to be happening. I want to look at this chat filter. No, I don't need a chat filter on. So happy Friday. Hope this is a day of revelation for you, understanding, allowance, peace, whatever it is you need. Very pointed message this morning. And this message has been coming through to me actually for a while and in many different ways. And we'll see how I do with it. It is a very directed message. So the overarching message is this 5 of air. And you can see that she's got this, her face maybe down below. She's holding it. There's a blindfold over. And this is all about, and this came up in reverse. And this is the general meaning of this card is it's time to pull off the masks. It's time to allow the truth of who you are to be seen in the world, in your circle. And this definitely is one of those messages for me because there's a part of me that I hold back for certain reasons. My desire in the world is not to produce more dissension. And I have found over the years that the light worker realm is very different in makeup in many ways than I am, in a lot of ways. Not absolutely, not totally, but there tends to be an accumulation of people that have very different viewpoints of how we walk in the world. And so I rarely add to any dissension out there if I can help it, because I find that people, the thing is I want to produce more love, more peace, more ease, more joy. And it often doesn't seem to me like what I would post if I was going to comment would be producing that. And part of it is maybe a lack of self-acceptance, maybe a lack of honesty with myself about why I'm not posting my opinions, because I certainly see lots of them. So, this cup says more love. And I definitely know it's really interesting. It's not just, love more. That's why. Love more. And it's apparently backwards on your screen. Sorry for that. Can't figure out how to fix it. So take off the masks. Show who you really are, your authentic self. I find a lot of light workers and a light worker perspective is very much the victim, very much in favor of the victim, which I'm all about helping, caring, being empathetic with those who have been victimized. But the victim energy is a very different thing. Victimology is a very different thing. And that is a lot of what I feel in hello, Boss Dog has risen once more. Well, we're glad you got up today, Boss Dog. And I feel like it is a lot of poor me and focusing on that energy that propagates more of that energy. If you've watched me at all for any length of time, I'm all about empowerment. Hello, Nicole. Living in your power, and I'm very much a warrior. So I don't embrace victimology. The truth is, those who want to live in victimhood, I can't work with, because that's not what I do. It's not that I don't care. It's that victims want to propagate more victimhood and powerlessness in their body. And so know that I can love you, but I'm not going to grow that for you. I'm going to help you learn to get rid of these things in your body that within your personhood that you don't need. So allow yourself to stand in the true, authentic person you are and move forward. Now, the cards that came up to support this are very interesting. How important are your material? This is the Nine of Earth. And altruism, generosity, charity, giving, receiving, selflessness. And selflessness is great until it becomes martyrdom. And I can give you, hello, little leaf, whatever. If you can't be kind, I invite you to shut up. That's kind of how I feel. So be kind or be gone. And again, my belief systems are often different from what I'm looking at. And allow your truth to be truth, and accept the truth of others. Let it flow through you and on to whoever needs that truth. Generosity, kindness, give what you have. You know, we always can look and see what kind of truth we can live in. My truth is that I don't have lots except when I look at the situation of others. I have others that have so much less than I do. Sorry, some of these comments, I don't often get a lot of meanness on here, but they do distract me at times. There's always someone who has less than you. There are always things we can be grateful for, and to be able to give to others sometimes what they need. You know, there are people on a street corners in the city near where I live often, and I will half the time stop and give some money to them. And the other half, I am not feeling as generous, or I'm feeling a little more judgmental. The truth is, it is not my job to give to everyone. It is also not my job to judge why they are there. And I do fall into that sometimes. But my job is to love regardless and to accept them where they are. And that humanness can really break that aspect. So give, do not fear the unknown. The truth is, this came up the other day. The truth is, there's going to be more opportunity for us to give in the coming months to people who are absolutely in need of services, of things in life that we are able to offer. I need to regroup. Sorry. So don't fear the unknown. I need to bring Gabriel in a little stronger. They're the ones that are bringing through this message, but I have allowed myself to get distracted. And don't fear the unknown. Be willing to give what you have to the world, because there is always people that have less, that have a way that we can see how we can be grateful for things. Sometimes it is the very grounded, very basic things. I can see, I can walk, I can hear. Good morning, Julia. Thank you. The next card that came up is the King of Earth. Very much a generous, loving, full card. And this is all about take pride in your accomplishments. Acknowledge, again, that's part of our authenticity. It's acknowledging who we are, what we believe ourselves to be, and the goodness of that. The truth is I am a great giver of love and acceptance and warmth. And I can also be a very staunch holder of people to what it is they desire to do in the world. Have a friend that posted, I posted a thing on sugar and how bad it is for us. There is zero need for our body for white sugar. And somebody posted, yeah, I have addiction. I'm trying. I did not post back the fact that, Yoda, there is no try, there's only do. And that is, sometimes the do is very minute steps, very tiny things, like maybe I'm going to have one less pastry today. instead of I'm cutting out everything sugar in my life. Truly, I have to go to that extreme. And within a few days, I quit craving it. But the truth is, there's so many things in life that cause us to desire the sugary things. They've been propagated with so much celebration and reward, and they create a dopamine in our brain. It is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. So it's like, know that we have all things within us. We have the good, the bad, the easy, the hard. We have the fullness. We have the sparseness. We are all things. Sometimes we're really good at being loving, joyful, and peaceful. Sometimes we're not so good at that, and we bring through our humanness. I do my best and ask often for the words to come through with the gentleness, with the way this someone needs to hear what I have to say. But the truth is, there are going to be people that are at odds with what I have to say. I have very different views than most light workers, particularly in the political realm, because I look at the world from the 30,000 foot view, the whole thing of allowing others to have their opinion, but allowing mine to be mine, and not embracing the victimology of the opinions that are different than mine. But I also don't want to create more dissension. So it's a fine line of expressing who I truly am and allowing others to have their opinion about how they think the world needs to go. Need and necessity. This is right up there with the King of Earth, who is telling us all about the abundance we have. Also, it is time to let go of the things we don't need. That can very much be material things. It can very much be people things. It can be a way of thinking about ourselves, a way of walking in the world. And, there again, a balance, coming back to center. And that's truly, where I am in the political belief system. I'm very close to center. I'm left of center. And that centered view on life is where I want to be, because that is the most comfortable place for me. And truly, I believe the most comfortable place for all of us is more central. Weighing in on either side is not the balance that we want to hold, because that becomes a place of imbalance. And Buddha very much was, the middle way, finding that middle way. And that's where I strive to be. I do find that my opinions and offering them in the political realm, especially when people are railing against whatever they think is going on, doesn't produce more balance. It produces more dissension and more of this, and we need less of this. So, the next card that came up is this beautiful 10 of air. And this is that connection to your intuition, your higher power. And that's really, when you're out and about in the world, that gut feeling, that knowingness, when I don't choose to engage in things, it is because of the knowingness. It isn't, sometimes it's because of the fear of being ostracized, being cut off, people hating me. Most of the time it's, what is my end game? Not to produce more dissension and dissent in the world. It is to produce more harmony, more acceptance, more love. And I am a tough love type of person. It's like you sometimes have to face out what you don't want in order to get where you want to go. Sometimes you have to go through the swamp. That intuitive aspect is what I will often tune into. If I say this here, is it going to help or is it going to hinder? What is my end game? Do I want to produce more love, joy, and peace, or do I want to produce more dissension and at one another and reasons for people to be at odds? So the last card that is coming up today is Be Without Malice. And again, that's a great fine tuner for when we are out and about and what we are seeing. Is this going to produce, and am I coming from a place of malice? If that is indeed where you are coming from, ask where it is stemming from within you. It is generally a place of powerless and a need to assert power, but in a way that isn't a divine power. I'm all about standing in our empowered life, because that is where that expansion comes, and that's what can go out into the world. We each have the power to shift our life, to create more of what we want and less of what we don't. That's my path in this world, to produce. And being without malice is always the way to walk that middle ground. So I'm checking in constantly. Is this going to do what I want to do? What is my end result that I want? That is a really great check-in with myself, and rarely is producing my opinion in these posts. I'm invited a lot into activism circles, and activism gatherings that many of the groups that I'm in are in. I'm not an activist, and I don't resonate with those, especially now with what's going on, because I have a bigger picture of what the end game is. And it is a disruption that has to happen. And so the activism that I see and I'm invited into is very much a temporal thing. This is very much this is the world as they see it right now. I tend to look at the world as it will be and what has to happen. Often, yeah, I doubt it. He's probably left already. Otherwise, there probably would have been other rude comments. Yeah. So me being without malice means that I don't join into those groups, because I don't align with where the temporal world is focusing right now. The very much, this is what we think is going on right now, because I know what has to happen is things have to crumble. And the one that just came into office is absolutely a disruptor. And that's the job they have. And it is also the job for them to create a focus on things that need to change. And so I embrace that. I'm not real excited about the disruption and the crumbling of what it has to crumble, because I know it's going to be uncomfortable for many people. But the truth is, it has to fall. We cannot build new on the rubble of the old, and it has been crumbling for a long time. And government that has come in after government that has come in has gone, we're going to look at this, we're going to look at this, we're going to look at this. Nothing's been looked at. And you cannot, as I think it was Einstein who said, you cannot solve the problem with the same mind that created it. We have to get a different perspective. We have to get in a different set of eyes looking at things, not the eyes that created it. It's like, I have real issue with the AMA reviewing doctors' conduct, because it's like the fox watching the hen house. We're going to protect. I have a problem with the police reviewing police conduct, because they're going to always be protecting their own, just as doctors are. We need these outside eyes looking at things with a different perspective. And so it's probably an unpopular view, and I hold that view, that we have to look at things differently now. And the look at the things differently is going to cause great disruption and upheaval. And so do your best to allow the world to unfold with your love, with your peace, with your joy, with your acceptance, and keep yourself into balance. Because like I've said many, many times, and the other message that keeps coming through is, you do you. You bring yourself to balance within yourself. You bring your vibration up. You attend to you. And then what you share in the world is far more powerful. So thank you for holding space for me during this kind of spacey Friday in this reading. And I appreciate your support. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. And my desire is to positively impact as many people in this world as I can while I'm present. You liking, subscribing to my channel, sharing it with friends is very helpful. Thank you again. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.